The Note 9 has easily been one of my favorite phones. When it came out towards the end of last year, it was absolutely at the top of the totem pole with amazing battery life, a great display, awesome performance, and on and on and on and on. But it came with a $1,000 price tag, which was really expensive. Now that the price has fallen a fair bit and some newer models have entered the market like Samsung's S10 lineup, is it still worth considering in 2019? Let's talk about it. It's been 6 months since this phone was released, and it's showing absolutely no signs whatsoever of slowing down. Even though this is the base model, it's still an absolute beast of a phone. I mean, it packs a Snapdragon 845, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, and a massive 4,000 milliamp hour battery. If you're looking for compromises, the phone honestly has very few. In a world of headphone jackless phones, the Note 9 has a headphone jack. And honestly, that's pretty admirable of Samsung. It means they're still listening to their viewer base, which is awesome. Now, I've mostly switched over to wireless headphones anyway, but I still find a use for the headphone jack from time to time. Of course, then we have USB-C charging, but beyond that, we have wireless charging, which is another great feature. It's not one that I find myself using all that often because I prefer to use my phone while it's charging rather than it sitting lifeless on a wireless charger, but it's still a great feature to have nonetheless, and I do make use of it from time to time. You've got dual rear-facing cameras here. I mean, they're not the best cameras on the market, like the Pixel 3 XL obviously and the Pixel 3 do have a slightly better camera, but the Note 9 still takes great photos and great 4K video. I've actually stopped using my DSLR for thumbnails and some social media photos because the cameras are just good. It's got stereo speakers, and I know one of them's mounted on the bottom, but it's still some of the best phone speakers I've ever heard. That coupled with the amazing 6.4-inch notchless AMOLED display. I mean, media consumption is just ridiculously good on this phone. I never liked watching YouTube videos on my phone, but after the Note, I don't mind at all. I mean, the Note is a great experience for video watching. I actually think this is the best display on the market, bar none. Except for maybe the S10, but I mean, the S10 has a hole punch, so at least for media consumption, this is definitely the best display on the market. As I've said before, it has a massive 4,000 milliamp hour battery in it, and I easily get all day out of it. Actually, to be more accurate, I get 2 full days of use out of this phone. Now, I don't use my phone nearly as much as some people do. I use it for calling, texting, sometimes I use it for YouTube videos, etc. But I'm not glued to the phone like some people are. But you still will get, at the very, very least, a full day out of this phone. Then you've got the amazing little wonder that is the S Pen. And I don't personally use the S Pen all that much because I have pretty large hands and the S Pen is kinda small for me, but I mean, I know people that swear by the S Pen, so the S Pen's not really the reason I bought the phone. I mean, I bought the Note 9 for its other features, and I haven't even mentioned a bunch of the features in this phone. Like, I mean, it's got a super snappy fingerprint reader on the back, it's got IP68 water and dust resistance, it's got NFC, it's got expandable storage up to 512 gigabytes. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Samsung built the Note 9 to be a flagship phone, and it's still a flagship phone here in 2019. Now that you know the Note 9 is still a great phone, let's talk about 2 things before I give you my verdict: price and competition. At launch, the Note 9 was a very expensive phone. I mean, it was $1,000. A lot of people couldn't afford it, myself included. I actually didn't even bother doing a whole lot of research on the Note 9 because I knew I wasn't going to buy it outright. But since then, the price has actually come down quite a bit. I mean, B&H just had a sale on the top-end version of this phone, the 512 gigabyte storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM version, for $750, which was $500 off retail. Now, that sale has since ended, but you can bet that there's going to be a ton more sales like that in the days to come following the S10 release. And that brings up point number 2, the competition. Now, I can't compare the Note 9 to every other phone on the market, but I can compare it to one phone in particular, which you're probably already considering, the S10 Plus. The S10 Plus comes very close in size to the Note 9. It's just a very similar phone overall. Now, the thing is, the S10 Plus actually comes in at $1,000, which was around the same price point as the Note 9. However, with the sales that are going on right now, you can probably get the Note 9 for $750. So that's $250 cheaper than the S10 Plus. And that's not even taking into consideration that there's probably a ton of Note 9s on the used market right now for even cheaper than that. All that said, the S10 Plus does come with a newer processor. It comes with a better screen to body ratio, the ultrasonic fingerprint reader, and just a bunch of other things that comes with being the best and greatest at the time. If you can live without the few cool toys that comes on the new S10 lineup though, the Note 9 is a seriously good value right now, and I would recommend it to anybody buying one in 2019. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing these gloves, it's because this thing, and most phones on the market, is a fingerprint magnet. And with these on, I don't make fingerprints. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content in the future. And as always, have a great day.